Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux for another weekly news roundup. My camera's a little bit off. Let me fix that. There we are. Probably didn't notice that, but welcome to the Friday night weekly news roundup. I hope everybody is doing well today. Let me move the kitty cam out of the way there so it doesn't fall on the poor little kitty. That would not be cool. All right, let's see. We are over here on Discord as well. If you are not on Discord, then you can go ahead and join us over there, tlm.li/STLD. Drop that there in the link. And if you are a Patreon or Think Life Media supporter and you're not in the supporter-specific Discord channel and you're on Discord, let me know and we'll let you in there as well. That's probably one of the faster ways to get a hold of me these days. I'm not a huge fan of Discord, but it does work, so I keep it open on an isolated computer all day. Why not, right? All right, so let's head on over into the comments, see who is on today. Joseph, how's it going there? After a month of silence, like, how does an Arch-based distro go a month of silence? I recorded a video on Endeavor OS today, and from the time I installed it to the time I recorded the video, there were already Arch updates. I mean, really, guys, really. How does a distro not update? Greetings, Moonbase Alpha Grays. How are things up on the Moonbase today? Things are decent down here. Let me grab my tea. Oh, I forgot my tea. Brought the kitty cam over here so you guys could see the kitty, but I did not actually bring my tea over. All right. Wow. Okay. Well, apparently my tea's too hot to drink yet. All right. Let's see. Resurrected Manjaro, boot drive, booted it up. So now you have Plasma 519. There you go. All right. Stable release is still several weeks away. Getting the RC out of the way is a way of keeping Manjaro afloat for a while. There you go. Create a new partition for Arch Linux. Make it my new daily driver. All right. All right. There was a question about Linux Mint 19.2 or Debian Linux Mint Edition 4. I'd do 19.3 for most cases, unless you need the Debian base for anything specifically. Let's see. Learn that the hard way with Kubuntu 20.04. Now the laptop is running nicely with the minimal issues. All right. I want to eventually dual boot Mint 20 and Arch. There you go. Yeah, I did actually have to update that. I've been managing a digital camp this week, and so I actually had like 2 or 3 times. I found out if I open WaterFox on YouTube while Zoom is running, it tends to crash down my computer. But I was looking into things, and my computer's only running on 3 gigs of RAM instead of the 6 that particular computer has. So I'm like, what's going on? So halfway through the day, we had a little break, so I disassembled the computer, looked everything over, and it's like, everything's fine, ran memory tests, everything was fine. Put it all back together, it's running back on 6 gigs again, so I don't know what the problem was. But anyway, in the process of all that, I need to get back up and running more quickly, and so I booted Linux off the SSD inside, and I ran all the updates. So there you go, Kitty Cam the pillow. There you go. All right, Red Phoenix greetings. Looks like a heavy conquer, and that's right. Just here for the kitty. Tom and Linux, meh. I know. The kitty's the guy that brings the people in. That's the important part. Gotta get the kitty in here to bring people in. Font rendering on the appearance setting was fixed in Plasma 519. There you go. Tom Slick, you're looking slick today. How's it going, man? Shadow Sly, how's it going there? Have I tried Artix? I have not tried Artix Linux yet. Greetings from Flavortown, Columbus, Ohio. Jumanji? Nope, still in the game. Oh, are you down there where they're trying to rename your city because of that horrible white supremacist that named it, apparently? I don't know. Hello, Sleepy. Greetings there. How are you doing? I left you guys, I left the supporters a little private video in the supporter section on Patreon, Think Life Media, and on the supporter section. If you guys could have a quick look at that and give me your thoughts on that. I'm working on a new end screen, and so I wanted to see if I could get some approvals one way or the other before I start using it, because I'm going to start using it starting tonight, right after the show's over. So if there's adjustments that need to be made, please let me know, because that's rolling live already. Hello, Michael Hathaway. Greetings to you as well. Greetings as well. Michael, I did fit in time to fix that new end screen. It's rolling. It's going live. I sent it to you on your messages, and let me know. Let's see. Gonna put Plasma and Cinnamon on Arch Linux. Artix is the void of Arch, except it runs on 26 OpenRC and RUnit. Okay, or run it. RUnit, run it. My brain just doesn't work right these days, guys. My apologies. I must be getting old. I don't know. Let's see there. Let's go ahead and dive on into the news, shall we? Okay, we have 4 sections today. We have privacy, we have business, we have smart tech, and we have silly. Unfortunately, silly. Nothing was going weird in the world. Nothing was going weird in the world except, we'll put it this way. The Sillyville section is a little bit more political than I like politics be on this channel. But I couldn't find anything else that was crazy, outside of crazy. So my apologies, I'll warn you guys again before that. But the first 3 are going to be normal. Last one's a little out there. So we'll see what we do. Yes, you like it. All right, very good. Thank you for that. I can link you their website after the stream. Yeah, if you drop it, if you're one of the ones on Discord and drop it in Discord, I'll see it. Or if you want to send it on email, I'll see it. If you put it in the chat section here, I will not see it. Yes, Discord is working. There was about an hour today, around 5 Eastern time, that Discord stopped working for a little while. It was a Cloudflare issue. Hey, this is why I kind of object to Firefox putting the entire internet on Cloudflare. I don't know. We are going to be talking about the breach on Twitter. That is actually our chief story when we get started here. So fear not, we will get into the Twitter breach. But yes, the whole world is crazy right now, guaranteed. All right, let's go ahead and dive on into the news, shall we? We are starting once again on ExpressVPN, and I need to come down here. See if I can take a sip of tea. Or is it still too hot yet? Still hot yet. A little too hot yet. All right, let's get started. Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the privacy edition. Before we dive on into the news, I want to highlight the new affiliate ExpressVPN, #1 VPN out there these days. And you can use my link there, tlm.li/EV. You can go ahead and click the Getting Started button on the website. You can see that you will get a year of service for $100. You can get 6 months of service for $60 and 1 month for $13. So they do take a variety of things, credit cards, PayPal, Bitcoin, or other. Gestapo payments, I guess? I don't know. But anyway, you guys can follow the links there and have a look at what they have. Let's dive on into the news, shall we? All right, up first, Amazon bans TikTok on employee phones, and it says, whoops, I made a mistake. We accidentally drafted an entire email and accidentally sent it out for this day functionality that tomorrow you have to act, and then we accidentally realized what our mistake was. And so we went ahead and accidentally or rescinded what we said. It wasn't a we did it and then we backpedaled. It was all an accident. So basically what this deals with is if you're an employee of Amazon and you have an Amazon email address. In other words, you're not a low-level Amazon guy. You're probably a mid-level manager or higher. Enough that you will actually have an Amazon email address, and you have your email on your phone, you're not allowed to have TikTok on there. So they sent this email out basically saying that, hey, if you have TikTok on your phone, you must remove it by July 10th to retain mobile access to your Amazon email. So this was actually, the article actually came out on the 10th. So literally it comes out on the 10th. They drafted this whole email, quote, due to security risks, the TikTok app is no longer permitted on mobile devices that access Amazon email. A message from Amazon's IT department said to its employees, if you have TikTok on your device, you must remove it by July 10th to retain mobile access to your Amazon email. At this time, using TikTok from your Amazon laptop is allowed. And then they come back and say, oh, no, it was a mistake. And a quote, this morning's email to some of our employees was sent in error. We accidentally drafted this email to not use TikTok, and we accidentally sent it out to everybody. Do you think we're a world of idiots? Well, looking around at what's going on in the world, yes, indeed, we are a world of idiots. So, touche, Amazon, touche. But anyway, apparently enough people at high level at Amazon apparently used TikTok enough that it caused enough of a controversy for Amazon to backpedal. So, very interesting. All right, well, if you are a company that does business in China, you are required by the Chinese government to install this very specific financial information on your financial application on your computer that will basically take all your data and send it back to the Chinese government. It's required for any business running in China. Well, it turns out that thing's had multiple lines of malware in it. This is actually chapter 4. I couldn't wait to see chapters 1, 2, and 3. But the golden helper. So the idea is that any business doing business in China has to have this software installed that's supposed to calculate VAT taxes, do some other things, put the Gestapo's Eye of Sauron right on your computer so the Chinese government can monitor absolutely anything and everything that you're doing. And with all of that, then what's going to happen is you have to have this installed. Well, the whole thing is a backdoor Trojan of all sorts of exciting stuff. So let's see if I can find some of the highlights of it. That's kind of a brief summary. Here we have just kind of the directionality we're going. That's kind of the basic summary. I'm not going to go through all of this, but you can actually find the articles linked in the description down below if you want to go through and read it. It's a huge document looking at a lot of the very things, but it is required for anybody doing business in China. Very exciting. Complete with, malware, because why not? Why not? You just gotta have some good malware on your computer. All right, this one's actually not in the list because it's a brand stinking new article, so this is actually not on the list, so you should be able to find it on Ars Technica. The CBP does end run around warrants. It simply buys license plate reader data. All these tow trucks and whatever else. Do you guys realize that tow trucks, police cars, a lot of things have license plate readers built into their devices, and as they drive around, they're just harvesting and collecting data, basically figuring out where people live. This is why, if you're in a place like Pennsylvania where we only have license plates on the back of our car, back into your driveway, so they can't read your license plate from your driveway, or you can, put the car in the garage, put it behind a gate, all sorts of fun stuff so people can't see your license plate when you're parked at home, so that you can, you can maintain a little bit more anonymity through these big company databases. But rather than seek out warrants to figure out who's where and what and where and why, they're just like, we're just going to go to the company and buy the data. We're just going to go buy the data, right? Let's go to the company, buy the data. Here's a nice police car. Or that. Well, this looks like a retired police car, actually, with all these license plate readers on it. That's what they do. So, of course, the cameras are here, and what they're doing is as you're driving by, it's able to see parked cars. It'll see cars directly in the driveways and log where those are seen. And then you can take an algorithm to see, every single time this car drives down this road, this license plate ABC123 is sitting at 666 Elm Street or whatever. And so they can basically figure out where you are based on this data, and then figure out who owns the license plate, whatever else. Well, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, Border Protection, can track everyone's cars all over the country thanks to massive troves of automated license plate scanners, according to a new report. And we've actually talked about the scanners in the past. So basically, it's like you can either go get a warrant or just send a few bucks to the company that has all the data and just buy the data. Why not, And so they can pretty much figure out who's where and do a lot of other reverse engineering searches to figure out what's going on, all that kind of stuff. So, that's exciting. Let me know. What do you guys think about all that? Is that, should this be a doable thing? And this is the big problem with this, what is called the third-party doctrine. This is why you don't want to have all these companies coming in, scooping up all this data, like, oh, once you're on the internet, privacy's dead. I completely disagree with that sentiment. Completely. There are steps you can take to safeguard your privacy on the internet. That's just the case. Is it perfect? No, it's not. But there are steps you can take. And it's way better to take those steps rather than put a big old neon sign indicating what your social security number is from sitting right on top of your house there, No, CNN, I really don't want you having my email address. You are insane. But anyway, the court system strikes down the EU-US Data Privacy Pact, leaving companies in the lurch. So this is kind of like basically like the Five Spies type network, right? So in the Five Spies type network, what we end up having is the United States can't go in constitutionally and gather data on its citizens. But nothing prevents your United Nations countries from grabbing data on the citizens. And they just kind of share the data. Well, EU actually wants out of that. Are you guys not sensing some degree of war? Like right now, United States not allowed to go travel in Europe. Now EU's kind of saying, no, we don't really want to do business with them. Their reasoning is very simple. They're like, the United States laws are so screwed up that we can't guarantee the privacy of our citizens' data. That's interesting. And this is what leads me to yet another idea that I actually legitimately think that our future dystopia is much more like Viva's for Vendetta, okay? So, if you see the subplot of that, America and UK, of course the movie's set in UK, but UK and America are not allies anymore. They've kind of parted their ways. Or maybe 1984, where they're also still kind of split. Or actually, I don't know, in 1984, is United States lumped in with Oceania with them? I don't know. Yeah, let me know. But anyway, the courts are basically saying, we don't really want to share data with you anymore because we don't have any confidence that you and your laws in your country actually can protect any of our privacy. They say, I think it's the worst case scenario for U.S. companies. It's difficult to understand what legal option companies have, but it will demand immediate action by EU and policymakers for guidance and reassurance. That's the thing. This is when the EU's like, no, we don't really want to do business with you guys because your privacy stuff is a nightmare. Listen, okay? Listen. Because our data rules in this country are all screwed up. They're completely screwed up. Absolutely. All right, on to our chief story today. Twitter hack. Man, if you've been living under a rock and you don't realize, let's see, Apple, Biden, Obama, Musk, and others tweeted a Bitcoin scam. What they also didn't say, I didn't see it in this article. Maybe it's there and it was in part of the updated parts, but the guys actually even took control of Twitter's own support handle for like 5 hours. The best thing that comes out of this, I don't have it linked because I don't link satire articles in the weekly news roundup. The Babylon Bee did a fabulous satire piece on this saying, we knew that Twitter was hacked when Joe Biden's account tweeted a coherent sentence. I mean, it was a Bitcoin scam, but it was a coherent sentence. Anyway, I don't know where you sit in all the political stuff, but anyway, that's what's going on. So apparently, this is once again your reminder that we do not want to share data with companies because inside rogues. All evidence right now leads us to believe this is an inside job. So some hackers either paid off or bribed or whatever else or spearheaded people inside of Twitter to gain access. These are rogue employees at Twitter who granted high-profile access to the hackers to tweet out Bitcoin scams. They end up making a lot of money out of the deal. So all in all, the service of promoting a Bitcoin scam earned its creators nearly $120,000. Not bad for 5 hours of work, 120 G's, 5,000. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. So of course, right now FBI and other places are looking into it. But so the hack got through. The hack actually got through based on Twitter's own internal tools that their own system is going to be using. And so somehow these guys got a hold of those, and I do believe that it was a payoff from the company. This is why I do not want my data on another company without my explicit consent, because this is the type of thing that can happen. Even if the company has the best data policy ever, a rogue employee of the company can still demask anything and everything. And so I think this is a bigger list here. Former President Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Kanye West, Michael Bloomberg, Apple. Twitter took a drastic step. It blocked new tweets from every verified user, compromised or not. Of course, Donald Trump was not involved in this. That is possibly or most likely because his account actually has extra protections that other accounts don't have. And so it's possible that that's why his account wasn't hacked as well. But that was definitely a thing. So yeah. Interesting. So let's see. I actually have a tweet here, but this is just. I mean, this has actually caused a lot of regulators to start looking at Twitter again and other companies like this, because I mean, this was like only, 6 months ago, there was another high profile hack as well, right? When Dorsey's Twitter account was hacked. So you had all these different things. This is actually the tweet sent out. Feeling great, doubling all payments sent to my Bitcoin address. You send $1,000, I send you $2,000. Only doing this for the next 3 minutes. Here's the Bitcoin wallet. A lot of people sent out. So there's from Elon Musk. There's Cash App. Here's from Apple. Woohoo, Apple getting in. Yee. Oh, Kanye West. All right. Yee, who's that? Jeff Bezos. Woohoo. Wiz Kifla, whoever. I don't know. Warren Buffett. Joe Biden. Mike Bloomberg, Barack Obama, Mr. Beast. Who's Mr. Beast? I don't know. Floyd Mayweather, Make Out the Hill, XX. I don't want to know. But anyway, that's kind of the lowdown. Does appear to be an inside job. Does appear they were paying insider employees, and that's kind of what we see. So let me know your thoughts to all of these articles in the comments down below. Alrighty. Yeah, that was a good meme. Gnostic sent me a good meme on Discord. That was glorious. All right, let's see. Let's see if my tea's cool enough to drink yet. I don't know. I haven't seen fire yet, so new end screen is good. I like the way you mentioned this software. Yes, I did. I wanted to highlight the software. I wanted to highlight a lot more things. So there is a new end screen rolling out on the videos starting on what's being processed tonight. And so we put in a nice new end screen. Let's see. Cloudflare is not to be trusted. I'm with you. Tried the Budgie desktop in Arch Virtual Machine, and it's not as user-friendly as customizable as Cinnamon. Yeah, it is. I like it. It's one of my favorite desktops, but it's not nearly as customizable. Absolutely. ExpressVPN is really good. I mean, it has a GUI for it. Very nice. Very nice. Yes, there is a petition going around to try to change the city name. Yeah. To Flavortown, yeah. Trying to rename it. Native-born Guy Fry. Yeah, why don't we just go ahead and keep Columbus, Ohio? I mean, come on. Do they expect us to change every street in America named Washington? I think the #1 county name is Washington. #2 is Jefferson County. Do we have to change all these county names now? I actually know that because I looked it up. I have, if you guys have forgotten at the beginning of all this insanity, I actually released a free ebook, called Lockdown, actually. Nice short read, actually. You can read it in, what, about a half hour, 45 minutes. I actually read the whole thing on a live stream. But I actually went with Jefferson County instead of Washington County. It's the second most popular county, so very cool. You can find that at worldwarepress.com is where you can find that. I don't think I have. Do I have? I don't know if I have a short thing. Remind me at the end of the stream. I'll grab the links for you. I don't want to do it right now and mess up where my news is cycling to. Talk is key login, harvesting all your data. Girls always send me their TikTok accounts. Thanks. I hate it. Oh, okay. Animations premiering tribute to those who lost their lives in fairly recent issue. Arson attack very soon. Jeez. Oh, man. Yeah, they are trying to rename Flavortown, you know. Dumbed down smartphones were one of the biggest mistakes of the century. TikTok is even, well, what do you expect? Look at the company that made it, you know. Examine the fruit. Mr. Tech Guy, greetings. They used to force employees to use Red Card for shopping. Then Target was hacked in 2012. If I remember the date correctly, people were running like headless chickens. So admit it, you did it on purpose. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Reminds me, I'm supposed to translate the novel to Norwegian. You completely forgot. Yeah, go ahead, man. As soon as you see that done, let me know. Send it to me, and I'll go ahead and put a link up to it and give you some credit if you want. All right, let's not forget the it's Equihacks, not Equifax. Equihacks, securing everyone's harvest, personal identifiable information, financial information with a little more than a keep out sign and selling off their stock before the news media got aware. Yep. Later, Farron, I bet you're gone by now, but see you later, man. Ohio recently got rid of the front plate requirement. Wonder if this might be part of the reason behind it. I don't know. Yeah, 666 Elm Street. That is Freddy Krueger's address. Of course. Of course. Greetings, Spin Viking. How's it going there? Do I need 8 GB to play games in Linux? I am not the guy to ask about games, man. Track your Chinese production when China's Microsoft doesn't update and doesn't record things. Can't ship it. All right, let's see. I think he was asking, do you need 8 gigs? So in other words, can you run games on 4? I guess it probably depends on your game. License plate could do some SQL injection, but it only says Linux. Well, hey, at least it doesn't say MySQL, right? 1984, the geopolitical boundaries are changed when politically expedient. USA is typically part of Oceania. I was pretty sure it was typically, but I just wasn't going to announce it for sure, though. Okay, Quad 2, 84. Ooh, I don't know. A Quad 2 with 4 gigs of RAM? I don't know, man. That might be pushing it for most things, but I don't know. Mint 2 or Mint XSE would make a fine gaming platform. Pop! OS is fantastic for gaming, but you need sufficient RAM since it uses GNOME. Yes. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where a freaky con man with 2 heads became president of the galaxy, knowing that he had no political power. He did it to steal a spaceship. There you go. Why not? You need to, whatever it takes to get your new spaceship, you know. 2020 Linux minimum 16 gigs of RAM. There you go, yeah. AMD Radeon graphics card is great for gaming. Makes NVIDIA redundant. Now has eSync pre-configured for gaming, like Pop! OS. Oh, cool. I just don't get into the gaming much, so I can't comment on it much. All right, let's see. Again, SSD, more RAM, but for now, I'll wait until your parts ship. There you go. What does Synaptic look like? It feel like other managers, except Arch. see, how do you get locked down? Yeah, does anybody have that link? You know what? Hold on. Let me. It's not like I have multiple web browsers and windows over here. I didn't want to mess up my news links, but I'll go ahead and do it over here instead. All right, here is the link for Lockdown. It's a free download. There's no registration or anything. Just hop on over and grab the book. If you explore the rest of the website, I have my other book, Synaptergy's, over there. That one's a paid one, but that is over there as well. KFC mutant chickens. Mutant chickens make the best, tastiest ones. Yeah, KDE's really like these days. Arctic's download page is there on Discord. All right. Had to roll back to Linux Mint 19.3 since 20 had multiple issues with some apps I use for the university. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm not necessarily recommending to upgrade to it right now. If you get a new computer, I'd install it, make sure it's good. But if you're talking about upgrading a system, as long as 19.3 is working for you, I don't see a big reason to upgrade. Yeah, Chris does streams. Does he do his streams on Mondays, or is that somebody else I'm thinking of? There are streams over there. All right, so someone did SQL attack using the car. Man printed an SQL command, which resulted in all speed camera tickets with unknown license plate numbers being attributed and sent to him. Yeah, I remember that. That was a funny one. It was a hilarious little hack. All right, let's go ahead and get into our next section, shall we? All right, business. Let's head on over to business. Where am I going? I'm going to you. And you. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the Business Edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before we dive on into the news, you can help support the channel with my various affiliate links. Today we are highlighting A2 Hosting. I use A2 Hosting for my websites and for my clients' websites. I'm a web developer, so if you do need help with a website too, go ahead and get a hold of me as well. But you can follow my link there, tlm.li/A2H. Get shared hosting as little as $3, which is 66% off for your first cycle, which I believe you can apply that price for up to 3 years. I know for 2 years for sure, up to 3 years, I think. And then there's other plans that you might need as well, reseller hosting, VPS, dedicated servers, and things like that. So you can go ahead and have a look at them, and let's head on over to the news, shall we? So, on to the business news. First and foremost, who out there is using Spectrum? Well, expect to be paying about an extra $200 this year. They are increasing the TV broadcast fee up to $16 a month. So, yeah, they're seeking to raise it again, which corresponds, I guess, to a $2.95% increase. So up to a rate of $16.45 is what that fee is going to change. So what is that, about 3 times 12? Was that $36 more per year? They're like, oh, you know, it's getting hard out there, man. We're not making enough money to keep our yachts running. And so, you know, was this the company that just got hit with hidden fees? Now, I gotta say though that these companies are getting sneaky with some of this. So of course I always battle with Comcast here, an annoying company, and one of they're like, you know, we can save you a little bit of money, and you just kind of go over here, and they're like walking you through all the process, and it's like, sure, it saved me like $10. But what they were trying to do is they were trying to add this broadcast TV fee to my bill, despite I'm using just internet. And so they're doing this. It's like, oh, well, this is the extra fee. I'm like, yeah, but that can change. Well, you know, I mean, it may or may not. Who knows? But it's cheaper for you right now. I'm like, no, we're just going to go ahead and keep my old rate. Thank you. Because it's predictable and it doesn't change, unlike this new rate fee that constantly goes up. This is what they were trying to do. And a lot of people using Comcast fell for this. Oh, we can lower your bill by $10. Yeah, for this month. But what they were doing is they were dropping your internet bill and taking that $10 and adding that to the broadcast television fee instead, which they can kind of change on a whim because, you know, it's up to whatever it costs us to get the information, you know. And so, price fixing and whatever else. So that's what Spectrum's up to. So if you're using Spectrum, be planned to start paying a little bit more. All right, so from Forbes, Amazon acquires a robo-taxi delivery service. It would appear that, though they haven't said a whole lot about it, but they ended up appearing, they acquired Zoox, not Zoom, but Zoox. Well, this is basically robo-taxis. So the idea is that they will have fully autonomous driving cars, and someone will pack the car with the packages, and they'll have some mechanism for sure to go out and deliver packages. So the idea is a pure delivery system that is effectively contactless, is what they're kind of looking at. So that's kind of what they're up to. 6-year-old Zook raised more than $950 million in equity and debt, grew over 1,000 staff. Company had a dream of developing an automated ride-hailing service with a purpose-built EV. So Zoox, I cannot say that right. Zoox had hoped to launch commercial service in 2020, but like many startups in the ad space, it had struggled to raise additional capital. So Amazon buys it up, and I guess they'll go ahead and do that. Of course, we're talking about deliveries surging during pandemics because we're all gonna die. And so whatever else is going to happen, I don't know. So that's that. All right, on to Lyft. Lyft drivers are not happy. Of course, Lyft policy, you have to be wearing masks and gloves or else. A friend of mine showed me this glorious picture. He was at the bank the other day. He snapped the photo. Guy next to him had this big, huge mask and these giant rubber gloves going down to his elbows in his car. It's like, what? Are you kidding? This is right on par with the people I was walking down the street in my neighborhood the other day, just kind of getting away from the computer. And there's two people sitting on lawn chairs right outside their front door, like 12 feet away from the sidewalk. I start walking down the street. I'm just kind of walking on the sidewalk. When I approach their part of the sidewalk, they both put on masks. It's like, what? I don't know. Do you think mystical, magical coronavirus is going to jump from me over there 12 feet away when I'm walking this way and you're there? I mean... But anyway, Lyft is requiring the drivers to wear PPE, but the catch is they have to buy their PPE. Of course, they can just provide their own. They're required to wear masks, wear gloves, sanitize their cars, do all this kind of stuff. It's going to cost a lot. They're like, hey, you can buy the stuff from us. Now, they are selling it basically at the wholesale price. Of course, do you think that Lyft is buying at wholesale price? No, they're profiting off of it too, for sure. But anyway, it's cheaper than if they go out to the local Wally World or CVS. Well, they looked at CVS and Target, where the same price is a couple dollars more. But still, it's kind of pissing off the Lyft drivers that they actually have to buy the required PPA for their cars. And so this is some of the things that's feeding into this whole debate about, are these people contractors or are these people employees? And so, yeah, Lyft is now selling PPE to drivers. They should be providing this stuff for free since March, yet here they are selling it to the drivers. So you can go ahead and order all your PPE from them, and I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, well, Apple, of course, is moving to ARM, as many of you guys know, and ARM processors they're like, hey, man, we're getting powerful. Well, there's actually one company behind ARM, and the majority shareholder is SoftBank, which is a very unscrupulous, money-hungry, New World Order-backed candidate for people who are looking for that kind of crazy stuff. Well, they actually own a very large stake in ARM, and ARM's like, hey, Apple's coming on over. Sure, let's just go ahead and increase the licensing fee. So you might expect to start seeing prices for things using ARM chips go up. So that's definitely an interesting thing because, I mean, you think that they're just going to keep that? No, if you need some Raspberry Pis, you might want to buy them now. I'm just saying. So SoftBank partially decided to buy ARM to put itself in a position to take advantage of the forecasted boom of the IoT. Unfortunately, SoftBank IoT hasn't advanced quite as rapidly with the pandemic continuing to play out. It may even take longer. However, since Apple, and despite Apple is making their own processors, I think they are, or at least it's their contracted Gestapo slaves making it. But with that, they still will have to pay that licensing fee. So there's another reason Apple, we just go ahead and tack an extra $250 on there. Just call it licensing fees. Sure, it only costs us $5 more in fees. I know, just don't worry about it. More profit, more profit. The sheeple will pay it. So anyway, but yeah, the ARM processors, they are now actually looking at increasing those, and that's going to be sending more money out to SoftBank. So decent investment, I say. There we go. What do you guys think about that one? Let me know. But particularly if anybody's over in Japan, let me know what you think. Japan has approved experiments that will allow for animal-human hybrids to be born for the first time ever. I think Sam might have sent this over. Somebody on Discord sent this over to me. I think it was Sam. Very interesting story. Is this his old article, though? This is an old article. I just noticed this is an old article. It did just show up in my feed, though. So, oh well. Our weekly news roundup is about a year old. Last year. But anyway, first time I've heard about it. Japan's government approved a request by scientists to conduct stem cell experiments to create animal-human hybrids and allow it to be brought to term. So Japan's science ministry last week gave provisional approval to a proposal from researchers at the University of Tokyo to create animal embryos that contain human cells and transplant them into surrogate animals. So the idea is to produce some of the organs that you might be able to grow organs for transplant in humans. That's what the ultimate goal of this is. So it's kind of moving in that general direction. So let me know what you think about that. Is that too crazy, not crazy enough? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on all that in the comments down below. Alrighty. Yeah, we got the, here we go. We got the null license plate. I do remember covering that on the news. The guy he printed on his license plate null, and it caused an SQL injection. Alrighty, let's see. Twitch on Friday mornings. My apologies. Hope the beef is free and open source. Oh, we are revisiting the Burger King case, guys. We are revisiting it. There's some new news. The beef farmers are not happy. Beef farmers versus BK Soy Boys. Who will win? What do you guys think? Let's see. I'm on Linux Mint 20 now, and before the final release, I was playing on Manjaro. Only 4 frames per second difference on Optiplex. Nice. License plate snafu for that dude with his plates red null. Yep. A2 web hosts are very fast, a little pricey though. Yeah, they are. They're not the cheapest out there, but they are good. That's why I like them. Low spec Linux laptop live streams, retro games on the cool retro. All right. 2 threads per core. What about Twitter? Shadow banning conservatives. Won't find this on many sites. I think that's Silicon Valley you're thinking of, but you know. Kind of like i3s replacing the older i7s at 4 core, 8 thread. 4790K is now obsolete. Okay, just came back to see Japan's human-animal hybrid. Yeah, you know, why not? You never know what you're going to get around here. Yeah, that is a bit concerning. I concur with that. Upgrade to CPU, go with the Ryzen 4600 or above. China's been meddling with gene splicing for a long time, trying to make people immune to HIV, and doing weird stuff with pigs. Yeah, pigs are one of the closest to humans in some respects. Right. And they say cat girls aren't real yet. Yeah, sure they are. I wish I could be a hybrid myself, half human, so I can move around as I please. I had COVID-19 in January. It's pretty awful. I understand people wishing to be safe. Yeah. No argument there. All right. Cars with rumble seats should be made again for Lyft, Ubers, drivers, and mother-in-laws. There you go. Yeah. Animal-human hybrids, what could possibly go wrong? Yeah, you know. Why ruin animals with human cells anyway? Japan doesn't have enough furry conventions. Hey guys, I had a furry sighting in State College a couple weeks ago. I would like a pig snout transplant so I can constantly smell bacon. There you go. Just one excuse for nose ring. Why are we messing with nature now? I don't know. Spice hogs and humans for better swine flu. Oh, man. Oh, boy. We got smart tech next. No, kitty, we're not ready for you yet. And I don't want your fur all over the place, so I cannot touch my face all during the next segment. You can come up after the silly news. After the silly news. The kitty's like, no, I want up now. No, kitty. All right. Let's see. Kitty, stop. All right, there we go. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the Smart Tech Edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you'd like to follow along. Before we jump on in, my new science fiction novel is already out for sale pretty much anywhere you can get it at this point in time. I have most of the buying links over there on the website at synaptergy.com or tlm.li/s. So you can come on over here. We have a variety of links where you can come down and pick the book up. You can get it directly from us. I think I have 1 or 2 copies in stock right now. I had a shipment of books went missing, and I'm trying to track it down. So, but I have another shipment coming in. So in about a week or 2, I think 2 weeks or so, I'll have another group in. So anyway, you can find more information over there. You can listen to the first chapter, read the first chapter. You can go ahead and do all that over at the website. So let's go ahead and dive on into the news. Amazon Supermarket will roll out fancy new smart cart technology when it opens. This is actually kind of new for Amazon, but other stores are doing it. Like Giant, I think actually my local Giant store already has this. Actually, that one's still a little different, but no, actually it's the same, I think. So what happens is you can go in and they have the machine sitting up there when you go in. So you can walk in and grab the little machine and slide your Giant card, and it'll completely identify who you are and queue up your payment information or whatever else. And you can just kind of walk through and, scan stuff and throw it into your bag and then set the scanner out when you leave and it will auto charge your card. Well, Amazon's actually working on doing the same thing. So the idea is you go in there, and I think they're doing it more or less with a smartphone application, but you can actually get in there and it functions a little bit different than their Amazon Go stores. It takes a little bit more robustness to figure this one out. So they're actually using it with basically the same self-shopping cart technology that Giant is already rolling out. And so this is a new technology we're going to start to see. I generally don't like this type of technology because it starts to push a cashless society a little bit more. And show me the money. I'd rather go in with the cash and pay for things with the cash rather than using these highly convenient, non-interactive places. So in all reality, that's kind of what we're seeing there. All right, so Zoom introduces, they're the next one come up with their own smart device, a $600 device just for Zooming. So the idea here is that it can actually, not only does it function as its own, basically like a a smart speaker with microphone, screen, display setup. So you basically set it up and it's basically is your web camera, screen, microphone, and speaker all in one, but it'll cross sync with an application on your computer so you can still share screens and do other things. It's just that you have a giant Zoom screen over here in addition to what you're doing on your computer. So for $600, and it is actually pretty big, 27 inches, pretty stinking big. I'm actually running 27-inch over on my other computer here, and it's actually huge. Maybe even overkill. So maybe the $600 price point's not that bad for what it is, but there's no way I'm paying $600 for Zoom. I'll just stick with the free client in my detachable web camera. Thank you. I do not want anything that's perpetually on and stuff like this in the house. But anyway, if you do have deep pockets and you'd like to pick up a Zoom, if you're using Zoom a lot, it might very well make sense. It might very well be a decent product for what it is. But $600, that's a little steep for a device that only does Zoom. And with our current model, how things come and go and buy and sold, it wouldn't surprise me if the thing stops working in 6 months. You know what I mean? So there's that. Anyway, let's go ahead and have a look at next one for you guys following the Pine case. Pine Phone 64 is the ones shipping with upgraded hardware. Will start shipping in August. I should actually, within probably the next week or two, they're going to start shipping the tabs. So I did order one. I did order a Pine tab, so I will talk about that on the channel when I get it. But the new Pine phone is coming out. $150 price point. They also have an upgraded convergent package for $199. So let's see, devices will, while attractively priced, should be considered beta gadgets for tinkers to experiment with. They are not yet fully functional phones. I don't know if Pizza's on, he can tell us how good it is as a fully functional phone. He has one. The current development status, they are unlikely to be anyone's full-time daily use smartphone anytime soon. Apps don't work yet, including making calls, and battery life leaves a lot to be desired. I think Pizza said you can make calls with them. It's not always the best quality. I think you can't use a Bluetooth headset if I think that's the case. So you can kind of see what's going on there. So anyway, that is something that's coming out. So if you are excited at looking at the Pine devices, then the upgraded hardware Pine phones are going to start shipping in August. So that's kind of cool. All right, Coca-Cola, we got to watch for... All right, there's no auto-playing video yet. You, stop. All right. So, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's like, we got to figure out this contactlessness, you know. So, Coca-Cola has developed a new contactless drink dispenser. Of course, as you can see from the photo, or maybe you can't quite see, you tie up your smartphone through the app to the device. So maybe this should have better been in the privacy section, because anytime we have an app on our phone, we are harvesting a lot of data. So now Coca-Cola is building a profile on you about what odd flavors you like to get inside of your drink. But, you know, you can do it all with the app. And past, we have to select our glass size, place it under the dispenser, push buttons. Oh my God, it's so hard to figure out the size and then push a button. But we've all become paranoid of the whole world around us, and we've got to produce ourselves. We should just go around and patent giant walking bubbles. I don't know. But anyway, in the past, we had to select... In the past, you had to select your glass size, place it under the dispenser, then push a button that had to be pushed countless times by countless dirty people in devious hygienic practices. And who knows what? It's been less clean. If you touch it, you're going to die. Guys, just a reminder, you need germs to properly function. It's called a biome for a reason. All right? I mean, maybe we all need to go back to basic biology. Environmental biology would be the best. Anyway, with Freestyle, all you need to do is select our glass, place it under the drink dispenser, scan the QR code on the front of the machine, and use our phones to control. So it's a QR code, not a Not an app. My apologies, but still, that's no. If you need your phone to get your Coca-Cola, you've got way too much dedication to your phone, people. This is IoT madness. This is just madness. There you go. No apps, no download, no nothing. You just load it up in the web browser. They'll harvest data from the web browser, trust me. All right, of course there is a freestyle app. If you choose to download it, you can save your favorite drink. Oh, they do have the app. You can save your favorite drink formulas and have instant access to them next time. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Coca-Cola began work on the software for a contactless operation just days after everyone's going to die. And the first machines put into service were at Wendy's. I wonder, is it still there or did it get burnt down? Five Guys, Firehouse Subs in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, oh yes, if it's in a Wendy's in Atlanta, Georgia, it's probably not there anymore. Just saying. Just saying. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, very interesting. All right, our last story for the night. Did I get this right? Yes. All right. I had a couple different stories. I wasn't sure which one. I finally threw it. So this one here is, oh, I'm sorry. I'm mixing this up. I'm like, wait, hold on. Did I get something mixed up here? There's a couple different news stories all intersecting. And I think that, yeah, I'm mixing this one up with the previous one. Never mind. My brain just stopped functioning. This one is a European Commission looking at the IoT devices. So what their concern is that they're looking at antitrust with Amazon, Apple, and Google, and these big companies preventing any new IoT type devices performing similar functions from entering into the market. So basically they're looking at either collusion or antitrust. So they're kind of, basically the idea is everybody either has your Google device or your Apple device or your Amazon Alexa, and you just can't get anything else in. So they're aiming to prevent big companies from becoming the gatekeepers of the Internet of Things through market domination and data collection. Quote, the potential is incredible, but we'll only see the full benefits, low prices, wide choice, innovative products and services if the markets for these devices stays open and competitive. And the trouble is that competition in digital markets can be fragile. When big companies abuse their power, they can quickly push markets beyond the tipping point where competition turns to monopoly. We've seen this happen before, and if we don't act in good time, there is a serious risk that will happen again with the Internet of Things. So that's kind of what their concern is. So they're keeping an eye on these guys to see, are these big companies producing a way to keep other smaller companies out? That's kind of what they're looking at. So I don't know. Let me know. Do you guys think that they're doing that or not doing that? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Alrighty, let's jump on over there. Wow, I forgot which one I was on there. Let's see. So instead of pushing buttons countless times, you can instead push icons on your smartphone instead. That's right. That's right, guys. Let's see. Like Dolly the sheep, what went wrong with that? Yeah. Because for Corona, you'd have to have ham sanitizer for human hybrid safety. That's right. Want to become a Lynx cat. All right. What if you break your phone? Yeah. Tom was spliced with CJ. How do you know I'm not? I am right. What happened to MSAR? Same thing happened to the MS smartphone, I guess. Jitsi is better. Is Amazon Fire good? I don't know. I haven't looked at it. I've considered picking one up at some point in time just to test how it works with e-readers and stuff like that for testing ebooks. But if I get any of those, I'd want to get just a standard Amazon Kindle just to test ebooks over there. But I don't really want to do that either. You flash Linux to a digital camera. It depends on your model of camera, but yes, there actually are open source applications and ways to hack digital cameras. Zoom appliance probably targeted businesses rather than consumers. Business teleconference applications be in the thousands. Yeah, that's a good application for it. He said it's worth it under some circumstances. I drink from the cup if it's contactless. Yeah, well, you got to go get the cup. Don't forget the thumbs up the live stream. Thank you for the reminder there, Mitchell. Barks root beer with lemon, cherry, or orange flavor. What's worse for you, germs or sugary drinks? Definitely the sugary drinks, unless it's like some really bad germ, but usually the sugar might actually be worse for you. It's just the load though, because we just get, like, our body can handle some amount of sugar. We just give ourselves way more sugar than we should. Coke app can reside alongside with your glucose app on the phone. Yeah, they fight each other. What if you're thirsty but your battery's dead? Yeah. Cashless society, they keep pushing that. Yeah, they do. Card called Passimo from Japan. It does not require an account information. Keep up to $200 in it and use it to pay shopping or bills. Ooh, I love that idea. It's almost like there's some prepaid cards here in the United States that can have similar things, but some of them are limited in what and where you can use them, which is kind of sad. Let's see. Found a face mask on the floor of my local Walmart. I refused to pick it up due to the possible COVID-19 contamination. An associate picked up with bare hands. Too risky. Yeah, you do not pick up someone else's mask with your bare hands. Depending on what camera manufacturing, yep. Did I have a brain fart? Yes, I did. Maybe you should add some lemongrass to your food. That's right. I should. Wasn't it contactless before he picked up the top cup and went to the fountain and pushed the lever with the cup? When full, then picked up the lid that was dispensed? Yeah, pretty much. Get the card from the ATM with money, then they just start using it without any information. Yep. In Japan, they do not track you down or come after your data. Yeah. Still be able to track your movements, though, watching CCTV and card usage. Still better than using a smartphone, though. Switched Linux a few months ago. Thank you. I'm never going back to Windows. Well, welcome to the Linux journey, man. I'd like to see Barks grape soda. What tutorials are you looking for? Green Dot? Hey, I use Green Dot to load my bullets. All right, we have one news section left, and that is our Sillyville. And my apologies, but everything kind of crazy and weird and silly going on in the world right now is actually fairly political. So if you do not like political discussion, this may not be the place for you. I'm not intentionally trying to be political, but it just turns out that all of the crazy news tends to be that way. And so just keep that in mind as we get into here. I'll tell you at the front end, I am a centrist. I am neither Republican nor Democrat. I tend to lean right on many issues. There's a few issues I lean left on. But everything that I found is just like nonsensey craziness actually was pretty much political news. So that's kind of your warning before we get on into this. All right, but let's go to Sillyville anyway. Welcome back to the weekly news roundup and the Sillyville edition. I do have to give you a warning. Today is a little bit more political than I like the show to be, but all of the craziness going on in the world seems to be dividing among political lines right now, and so, hey, there we must go. There are a few non-political things, but not nearly as much as I would like. So just a warning, this is a little bit different from what I usually do. And I'll tell you from the outset, I'm a centrist who tends to lean right on many issues and left on a few issues. I'm not a right-wing death squad boogaloo skinhead whatever. I'm not. I was accused of being that once. I don't know. But anyway, before we dive on in, you can have a look at our affiliates page, switchedtolinux.com/affiliates. We have Amazon, we have phones, we have grammar checkers, we have web hosts, VPNs, and podcasting things, and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and dive on into the Sillyville news, shall we? All right, first and foremost, Joe Biden releases his $2 trillion plan for climate change, which calls for jail sentences for people who pollute things too much. Now, no, this isn't you and driving down the road in your little car and you accidentally, you're driving down the car and you're eating a Three Musketeers bar and all of a sudden the wind catches it and blows it out. You're not at risk of going to jail for that, all right? I know some people might be trying to push that, that's what the plan says. This mostly is targeting, it's targeting your big corporates where you have a lot of things going on. I gotta find it. It's hard to find the line where it's talking about jails. So let me see if I can find it. There we go. All right, so it says down here regarding the jail portion, it would include establishment of a new division inside the Department of Justice expressly devoted to pursuing criminal environmental prosecutions for polluters. That, though, does sound a little terrifying because that's an government expandable program. To quote, the fullest extent permitted by law and when we need it, seek additional legislation to make the law worse. To hold corporate executives personally accountable, that includes jail time where merited. Is what he says. He's kind of talking about, getting everybody on board, investing in everything. He's going to save the world with $2 trillion, I guess. But, that's kind of where our world happens to get. All right, well, if you're a good old supporter of BLM and you use Apple devices, you type BLM, you're going to get the hand fist recommended. Guys, BLM is not about Black lives. It's about communism and Marxism. Just an FYI, this symbol here is a symbol of hate. Okay? It's a Marxist symbol. It's a Marxist group at its core. And if you don't believe me, you can go on over to their website, blacklivesmatter.org, and read their website. I know, I read it. They are more for the destruction of the nuclear family. They're for a lot of things that expands way beyond their anger at white people for hurting black people. And frankly, in the midst of all of their crazy protests, a whole lot of black people lost a whole lot of things under the guise of Black Lives Matter. And so that's that. But anyway, Apple is coming in. If you type in Black Lives Matter or you type in BLM, you will get the emoji hand fist recommended to you. I feel really sorry for the government, what are the geographers working for the government who have to map the BLM lands. Oh, Lord. I used to live out west where there's a lot of BLM lands. They're like, BLM, why does it keep on giving me a fist every time I type in BLM for my phone? It's invading the back roads of Wyoming and Nevada and Arizona, all right? But anyway, iOS keyboard now supplies that as a solution if you're typing that in because, they got to do it. They got to do it. All right, on to saving the environment. I did torture people last night with playing this commercial. I will not torture you again. You can go ahead and find it. Basically, this yodeling cowboy kid here starts singing about cow farts and how we're all going to die because of cow farts. Well, it turns out that a whole lot of scientists and other people are basically saying this is not only is this rubbish, but it's also dangerous and based on science that is not even near completion. So this guy here, Frank Medelliner, it's not the cow farts. Nearly all enteric methane from cattle is from belching. Suggesting otherwise turns this serious climate topic into a joke. Reducing methane is a huge opportunity. That should be a goal, but we shouldn't trivialize it for trendy marketing. Cows menu, I guess. Of course, there's CNN. At CNN, Burger King is improvising its cow's low-carb diet. The cow now has a low-carb diet. That's new. By adding 100 grams of lemongrass to reduce the methane emissions, one of the key contributors to climate change, according to CNN, who doesn't... Never mind. National Academy of Beef Association, a lobby group. Oh, Lord, now we got the lobbyists in on this. They're, of course, mad. We've spoken out about the belching issue, says Burger King was trying to score easy points with consumers by launching a misleading public relations campaign. Burger King says it wants to shine light on an issue that's more important to business and industry. You know, this is the same group that when people were literally assaulting people by throwing milkshakes at them, which is assault. That's a jailable offense. Throwing an object at a person is called assault. In the midst of people doing all this, Burger King comes up, selling milkshakes all weekend, just saying. That's why I stopped buying things at Burger King. Sorry, Burger King, you've lost me as a customer. You've gone pander, woke, insane, which is very sad because I like Burger King's food. But I'm sorry, if I want a flame-broiled burger, I'm going to Wendy's. If I can find one that BLM hasn't burnt to the ground. All right. So, the majority of the conversation around this announcement has been overwhelmingly positive. It's what the Burger King PR guy says. Focus on climate change. The ad was released as part of an announcement by Burger King and restaurant owner Restaurant Brands International. Burger King's been under pressure the last years as consumers increasingly look to reduce their beef consumption due to concerns about their health and dietary. Guys, let me clear something up for you. There is no health consequence of eating meat. There's a couple big studies like, oh my God, meat kills you. They lumped in like eating a steak with eating a highly processed things like bologna, which are not necessarily meat, just an FYI. If you actually dig into the medical research on those, eating standard regular meat, your cow, your beef, your chicken, your hamburgers is perfectly fine. There's no real health consequences of that. It's just when you take it and divide it into basically produce a mush and mix it together with a lot of chemicals, that is what produces a lot of the health potential health issues with it. As far as climate impact, yeah, I don't know. This angry farmer here seems to suggest otherwise, but anyway. So yeah, all of these guys are kind of mad at it. This person from the Farm Babe, I don't know who the Farm Babe is, but you know, hey, baby, what you doing? Says, fire your marketing team. At Burger King, you've lost my business and everyone else responding to your disgusting, ludicrous ad. Yeah, they lost my business well before this, honestly. When Burger King starts promoting a physical assault, I'm going to stop buying products from them. So, you know. All right. Now, what's so bad about this? Requires a little bit of background. All right. So the Smithsonian actually has a division that is the National Museum of African American History and Culture. So the idea of this is we want to preserve and demonstrate the history of African Americans in this. So, of course, what organization dedicated to such things would be complete without whiteness bashing? And so now I am being targeted based upon the color of my skin. And last time I saw anything about this, that is called racism. Because you're making a value judgment on a person based on nothing more than the color of their skin. Which, by the way, is the thing that great guys like Martin Luther King Jr. fought to get rid of. And hey, we had that in the country for a long time. The problem is it's kind of going away now. But anyway, they kind of go through this whole talk about race. Now, this actually came out, I think, first launched back in March. Very interesting how this kind of stuff launched in March, just, a little bit before all of these crazy protests and riots around all this other stuff. But as you get through here, it starts talking about white privilege and talks about being white doesn't mean you haven't experienced hardships and oppression. Being white does mean you have not faced hardness based on the color of your skin. Oh no, you're right now demonstrating the hardness that I face based on the color of my skin. Very interesting. Yeah. So, watch this white privilege and constructing white racial identity. I don't know. Here's the white dominant culture. We got white supremacy. We got, the ideology, white nationalism. So this is what this is. This is a government I believe it's a government funded project, part of the Smithsonian. So This also probably came out about the same time, but it's been trending around social media this week. And before we get into this, I actually want to read something for you. With all of this crazy insanity and the topsy-turviness of the culture, I want to read what somebody wrote over 100 years ago. I'm going to read this, and then I'll tell you what it is after I read it. At any street corner, we may meet a man who utters the frantic and blasphemous statement that he may be wrong. Every day one comes across somebody who says that, of course, his view may not be the right one. Of course, his view must be the right one, or it is not his view. We are on the road to producing a race of men too modest to believe in the multiplication table. We are in danger of seeing philosophers who doubt the law of gravity as being mere fancy of their own. Scoffers of old time were too proud to be convinced, but these are too humble to be convinced. The meek do inherit the earth, but the modern skeptics are too meek to even claim their inheritance. It is exactly this intellectual helplessness that is our second problem. As G.K. Chesterton from the book Orthodoxy. You can actually download a free copy of her over on Gutenberg, where you can grab a lot of free ebooks. What he's writing in here about, this is the postmodern idea before we had the name postmodern to attach to it. Let me read this portion of this again. We are on the road to producing a race of men too modest to believe in the multiplication table. In other words, we're going to cast off education. We're going to cast off science. We're going to cast off logical thought and reality. We are in danger of seeing philosophers who doubt the law of gravity as being a mere fancy of their own. There is no scientific law because I don't believe it. It doesn't matter what science says. I create my own reality. That's what he writes. Scoffers of old time were too proud to be convinced. These are people, these are your grandparents. They're too proud to be convinced of anything. But the new one, you got your parents on one side and your children on the other. But this one, your children, in other words, they're too humble to be convinced. You couldn't possibly convince me of the fact of objective science. I'm sorry. That's the old way of thinking. I'm going to promote my own way. The meek do inherit the earth, but the modern skeptics, they don't even want to claim their inheritance. I want nothing. I want to burn it all to the ground. It is exactly this intellectual helplessness which is our second problem. From G.K. Chesterton, Orthodoxy. This meme has been going around social media this week, and I thought it'd be a good time to talk about it. The aspects and assumptions of whiteness and white culture in the United States. This is from the exact same group that gave us the whiteness problem here. So in other words, as you read through this, it's basically saying the whiteness culture has infected all of us and is a problematic thing. The white dominant culture or whiteness refers to the way white people and their traditions, attitudes, way of life have been normalized over time and are now considered standard practices in the United States. And since white people still hold most of the institutional power in America, we have all internalized some aspects of white culture, including people of color. All right, so we've all adopted the white culture. You can see, it's like, ooh, this is bad. We got to cast it off. So what is the white culture? Well, let's have a look at what the white culture is that's so bad. Rugged individualism. The individual is the primary unit. They are self-reliant. Independence and autonomy is highly valued and rewarded. Individuals assumed to be in control of their environment. In other words, we're not a victim. Family structure. The nuclear family, a father, a mother, 2.3 children is the ideal social unit. You do realize that when you take a father out of the home, you increase the possibility that that child is going to be a criminal by like 800%. You want to destroy the nuclear family now because that's just bad. That's white. It's white to have a father in the home. Husband is the breadwinner and the head of the household. Wife is a homemaker and subordinate to the husband. Children should have their own rooms and be independent. Emphasis, this is a good one. Emphasis on scientific method. Remember that multiplication table. Objective, rational, linear thinking. Yes, to be an objective, rational, linear thinker is a problem because it's white. Cause and effect relationships. Yeah. Quantitative emphasis. History. All right, history, this is more genetic, so obviously this one, I don't know. This one's either here nor there. Based on Northern European immigrants' experience in the United States, heavily focused on the British Empire and the primacy of Western, Greek, and Roman and Judeo-Christian tradition. Okay, the next one, the work ethic. The Protestant work ethic. Hard work is the key to success. There's a problem with this? Work before play. If you didn't meet your goals, you didn't work hard enough. Religion. Christianity is the norm. Anything other than Judeo-Christian tradition is foreign. No tolerance for deviation from a single God concept. I don't know if this one's necessarily whiteness or if it was just tied into the foundation of the country. I'm not sure. All right, status, power, and authority. Wealth equals worth. Your job is who you are. Respect authority. Well, maybe if more people respected authority, we might not have people in the streets causing a lot of crime and suffering the consequences of it. They have heavy value on ownership of goods, space, and property. Do you guys not see that this is a communist manifesto tightly wrapped up? You have valueship of goods and space and property. That's bad. Common stuff. Live in the pod house with all your pod people. Time. We follow rigid time schedules and time is viewed as a commodity. I'm sorry if I don't like sitting on the front porch of the house doing nothing all day but sucking on 40s. Future orientation. They plan for the future. God forbid I plan for the future. I must be white. Delayed gratification. Progress is always the best. Tomorrow will be better. Aesthetics. Based on European culture. Steak and potatoes, bland is best. I don't know where that came from. Women's beauty based on blonde, thin Barbie. Men's attractiveness based on economic status, power, and intellect. Interesting. Okay. Holidays based on Christian religions. Dude, not even close. If you want to get a primer on this, I actually wrote a book on this. It's called Happy Holidays. You can find it anywhere you can get books. I'll link it below. The holidays that we celebrate have nothing to do with Christian thought. Just saying. Based on white history and male leaders. Interesting. Justice, based on the English common law. Protect property and entitlements. And intent counts. Yeah, intent counts. Yeah, that's the problem. Competition, be number one. Win at all costs. Winner-loser dichotomy. Action orientation, matter and control nature. Must always do something about a situation. Aggressiveness and extroversion. Decision-making, majority rules. When whites have power. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not going to go there. Anyway. Communication, the King's English rules, written tradition for communication, avoid conflict, intimacy, don't show emotion, don't discuss personal life, and be polite. What is so bad about many of these things? These are just the things that make a good human. When I find a successful person, no matter their skin color, no matter their race, no matter their religion, it generally means that, they set goals, they follow rigid time structures, they focus on their work rather than just hanging out. They focus on objective, rational, linear thinking These are the signs of a successful person. But now you want to paint these as being a bad thing. We got to stop being all these bad things. To do what? Sit on our couches, do nothing all day, and live in the community? What's so wrong about the things on this list? I genuinely want to know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. Well, that was definitely a weirder section than I like to do. So I'd like you guys to tell me in the comments, is that last section worth shortening up and actually releasing this week as a video clip? Or was it too far over the politics? Let me know your honest thoughts. I want to know. I'm 50-50 on if I want to send that out on the general channel or not. All right, but anyway, can't help but notice the Ars email Senate form looks like a cigarette with a filter. Oh boy. Then my systems filter them out. Yeah. Okay. White people do not experience racism. The problems due to the color of their skin is no excuse for being racist against them in order to teach them a lesson. Yeah. They're not sitting on the couch. They're out looting. Hey, I like to think best of people. All right, let's see. Yes, indeed. That's why I would like to move to Japan. COVID-19 lockdowns going to affect nationwide. School openings delayed. I don't know. Sanity is a political issue these days. Only grassroots versus AstroTurf. Because Joe Biden's donor support, yeah. BLM's not neoliberal, they're Marxist. I mean, there's two co-creators, they're both unabashed and publicly Marxists. Unless neoliberalism is a new Marxism. I guess that's distinctly possible as well. Greetings, Anna Rita. Hello. 2019's government shutdowns crisis with nothing compared to 2020. Yeah. Sorry if I'm late. Just got home from a romantic evening with the wife. I walk around the neighborhood. All right. Well, very good. Let's see. Good thing I didn't see that commercial. Oh, yeah. Say Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter too, All Lives Matter. Yeah. Science, who uses that anymore? I don't know. The Earth farted in 2020. The Earth's like, yep. Kitty, you want to come up? You want to come up? Oh, after you're done scratching your head? All right. Uranus farted on Earth this year. All right, I got one vote to publish the last rant. What do you think, Kitty? Publish or not publish? What do you think? The other thing I could do is I could put it on BitChute. I did do one section in the past that I thought was a little too saucy for YouTube. I only put it on BitChute. Anyway. Darn, I like Burger King. Yeah. There's a new fat burger in my Texas hometown. See, one of those White Castle burger flipping robots. Like a new age John Henry. Funded by Bill and Melinda Gates and the Rothschilds. There you go. Rip Burger King. Yeah. As a white guy, I'm less likely to be admitted into a university as a non-white person with the same grade, test scores, and qualifications. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. You go to their website, it's even worse. Don't fall into the race bait trap. Yeah. Time is so white because, you know, the Chinese didn't schedule their crops and markets. BLM does not speak for most black communities. That's right. There are a lot of people in the black community that do not like BLM. Here we got all the white people, BLM, and all the black guys are like, dude, stop saying that. Really. All right, an attack on natural law, the epidemic eugenics propaganda funded by Zionists, globalists, and Satanists. All right. Okay, and GNOME is support these days. Firefox support. Yeah, Firefox came out in big support of BLM as well. Almost every company did, and some of them backpedaled. Like, well, wait. Windows 8 theme on Linux would be nice. There are some. Mind finding a black Barbie, if you know what I mean. Right. Let's see. Kitty's over here. He's just kind of like, dude. All right. Debian is turning out to be a pain. That's not good. They're the ones who will try to force socialism or even communism. All right. These days it's difficult even to talk about violins without getting political. I know, right? I know. I'm telling you. Hey, Kitty, you need to not lay on my keyboard. Okay, Kitty? Here, what if I just move the keyboard? Here, I'll move the keyboard over there so you can lay there. There. Have the cat pad. There you go. There we go. And please leave my camera alone, cat. Version of Linux is integrated with Wine, yeah. Best format to download / use for digital media, EPUBs, and sites from Gutenberg Archive. All right, so as far as Linux apps, there's really no perfect Linux application. Bookworm is okay. FB Reader on Linux is okay. And there's a few other ones out there. Really, there's none that's groundbreaking for Linux. I use on my phone, I use the one from the from F-Droid. I think it's just called Book Reader. It's a fork of FB Reader, but FB Reader started becoming really annoying and constant pop-ups and trying to upsell you a bunch of stuff. And so they took the source code for FB Reader and forked it out, and they made one called Book Reader. It doesn't do things like, it doesn't do PDFs and things. So I use, what am I using for that? I have a bulkier one that I use for that type of stuff. It's called Libra Pro is the one that I use for PDFs, document files, things like that, which is decent. And then I use Book Reader just for EPUBs on the phones. So those are kind of things to use. Let's see. Zorin OS has Wine support out of the box. Hey, Kitty, you are about to throw my camera off the desk. You need to stop. Just publish it and see what happens. All right. Great violin string over there. Nigel Kennedy, ex-Portland, just for starters. Crazy world. I'd say publish it, but be careful. People will dox you for having an opinion. I'm not worried about that. Bust into my house at 3 in the morning. I will, yeah. Green dot and lead do not feel good at 3 in the morning. See what Linus Torvalds took out of the kernel? He replaced old terms with new woke terms. Yes, I did know that. The entire world has gone mad. Fatburger, there you go. ReactOS is an open source Windows clone project, not really Linux though. Yeah, last time I played with it, it didn't function anything any better than Wine on Linux, so I'd rather just use Wine, but I don't know, maybe it's changed by then. Surprised someone hasn't created Thick Burger. Yeah. It's Kitty's show now, yeah. Why are Linux devs removing terms like slave and blacklist? Because they're pandering to the insanity. How dare you have an opinion that differs from mine? Yeah, the most hilarious is when they had the letter on cancel culture, the J.K. Rowling signs it, a lot of other people do, and several people took their name off the letter, concerned about cancel culture because they were threatened to be canceled if they didn't. J.K. Rowling, whose opinions I completely disagree with, but at least I have the confidence that if her and I were to have a conversation, we could sit down, have a polite conversation, understand each other's viewpoint a little bit better, and go away disagreeing but still be friends. That's what she says. We need to just be able to have a debate about these types of things. And these people are so insane. If you do not 100% align lockstep with their changing and constantly evolving viewpoints of everything in the world, they will cancel you. They will eat their own. It's insane. Thought experiment going back to XFC 12 was going to end with just an arch. All right, well, I got 2 votes to just publish it, or 3 votes, I guess, to just publish it. So I guess I'll just publish it. We'll do it all. Greetings there, English Bob. You missed the sauciness, English Bob. You missed the stream section that I was thinking about not even publishing. Yeah, J.K. Rowling is guilty of wrongthink. She believes that people are, she believes that, yeah, you'll have to dig into what she believes. Well, guys, I think it's about time we wrap up for this evening. It's been a crazy week. It's going to be a crazy weekend. It's going to be nutsoid. And I have a sneaky suspicion that it's just going to keep going. Publish it. Don't worry about people having original thoughts. Yeah, the only problem I had is that I'm trying to keep the content as focused on Linuxy stuff as I can on the channel. But yeah, I'll go ahead and publish it. Took their name off because it was alongside hypocrites that were pro cancel culture. They were people whose whole thing was canceling people. Yeah, it's all weird. Like, God forbid anybody have any issues. Actually, Penn State in my own hometown was actually in the news recently as well. They sent out this horrible tweet. It basically said that the Black Lives Matter and the Democrats' lives matter and the Republicans' lives matter and the conservative lives matter, and that just caused the crazy people to lose their crap. They're like, oh my God, how dare you say conservatives have a voice? And so they deleted the tweet, and then it's just caused a whole lot of riotiness. And now everyone's talking about, oh my God, we got to deal with systemic racism in State College. Dude, I've been here for like 15 years. Actually, let's see. Okay, I've been here for 20 years, but but 5 of that I actually left town. So I left town for 5 years. I came back. I was here. I did my doctor's at Penn State. I was here. I moved out. I came back. I have never seen this deeply rooted systemic racism all over the State College. I've never seen it. Okay? We have LGBT flags hanging from every other light pole in town, and they painted the colors on our sidewalks. That is the kind of town we're in. We do not have a systemic racism problem. I'm telling you. We don't. I have no idea what these people are talking about. They're manufacturing things to hate. I can't figure it out. Oh, boy. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Hey, Kitty, you left before without getting fed. Come here, Kitty. Kitties. All right, let me go ahead and do that. It's going to mess up the green screen a little bit, but we'll be able to see the kitty cat. Oh, boy, Kitty. Oh, boy, Kitty. Oh, he's like, yes. Give me kitty treats. Down here, buddy. Go on. Stick your head in there. I think my cat's gone mad. He keeps on sticking his head under the bag, not in the bag. Dude, there's nothing down there. You guys stick your head in the bag. There you go. That's what you need to do. We'll give you one more. Are they finger licking good? They're finger licking good. Oh, you're staying on the base all weekend, huh? Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, Kitty. We'll see ya. All right, guys, we will go ahead and wrap it up right here because my green screen's all messed up. So we will catch you guys later. No live stream tomorrow, but there will be a noon video premiering. We're going to be looking at the new tools in Endeavor OS. We will see you then.